my brother-in-law, who's been my DM now for years in various games, um, he knows obviously I don't like dungeon crawling, but he made it his goal. Is like, I'm gonna make a dungeon crawl that you like, and he created this concept called a fairy dungeon, which I have adopted wholesale, and I use it in my games. And the premise is that each of the players is assigned one of the major arcana from the tarot deck, which is based on, who they are or the story that they're telling. And then each room in the fairy dungeon is one of these major arcana, and it might be a room with a puzzle in it, it might be a room with a fight in it, it might be a room with a social thing, but each of them is specifically tailored to the player's characters and deals with that. And it's
I'm
super fun.
I'm getting the impression that what you don't like about dungeon crawls is, one, the disconnected nature from the PCs and how it isn't directly related to them, and even the disconnected nature of the room, or disconnected or repetitive nature of the rooms.
Can be,
Having DM'd for her, I think specifically it's when you have a map and you have to act as the way you are on the map, because a lot of times, especially when it devolves into, okay, who's our stealthiest person, you go ahead and just tell us what there is. Like when it breaks down into crawl by crawl turns, because that happens a lot for me as well. When we take even just like, because when you walk into a room, you wouldn't go like, all right, so-and-so, you have 5 minutes to go check what you want, then I'll check what I want, and you check what you want. Like, it doesn't feel natural, right? And I think that's ultimately what usually, for people who are into role-play heavy stuff, what ultimately ends up kind of hurting the idea, the actual, like, crawling part.
Right. And I think this is a great example of how you could still combine your love for things and appeal to the players. So let's say I am a huge dungeon crawl DM, and I want to run for Callie. And
you're trying to talk me into playing Waterdeep with you.
I'm trying really hard, but I know that what she doesn't like is like that procedural element of it. But what is a dungeon? What is a dungeon crawl except a series of connected, physically, rooms?
Yep.
What can be in those rooms can be unlimited. It could have someone in there that you have to negotiate with that has some social drama and interaction. There could be a mirror room that reflects your darkest nightmares of who you were in the past. And then they come out and fight you. This is still a dungeon.
Right.
This is still a crawl. You still have to make it through these 50 rooms, but they can be interesting.